Welcome everyone to another episode of A Bright Side and episode 6 of the Great Cornish Pasty-Off. Today I'm in Penzance because it is the turn of Lavenders and Harvey's the Butchers. So let's go check it out. I've got very wet feet because I've got my trainers on, which are, to be honest, they are nearing the end of their active career. And this grass is very wet, so yeah, my feet are a little bit soggy. But that's okay. We'll head into town and get to Lavenders and then the Butchers. And there it is, Lavenders Deli. Looks like quite a line inside, so bus going past. So let's head in. Yeah, they do lots of lovely stuff in here. Got all this cheese and stuff. I think at the back you can take a seat and have a coffee, I believe. Yeah, a little bit of a line, but that's a good sign because people want to wait and get a Lavenders. Like I said, they do obviously other things other than pasties, so yeah, nice. Alright, nice little bag. Lavenders procured. Let's head now to Harvey's the Butcher. And there it is, Harvey Brothers, just at the top of Chapel Street. No, you're right. So there we go, heading in. Look at all this, you can't beat the traditional butchers, can you? I do love it, look at that. Nice. Right. Pasty from Harvey Brothers, procured. Let's go and find somewhere nice to sit down. Alright, I've just plonked down in St Anthony Gardens that are just opposite the bathing pool. A little bit busy up there, I don't know what's going on. There seems to be lots of people congregating up there, so what I might do is have the first pasty, which is the Lavenders. I might have and enjoy that here, and then maybe for the Harvey Brothers Butcher's pasty, I might go out onto the prom and enjoy it. Not that I'm here to judge the bag, but I do like a bag with like the name on it. States here, Cornwall's finest, established in 1978. Alright. Here it is, not a bad size for a medium. So as always in this series of videos, what I do is it's always a Cornish, a traditional Cornish pasty, because there's no point getting like a traditional Cornish from one place and then a chicken from another. That's not going to be a fair test on what we're doing here with this series. And it's always a medium. I usually, when I eat like an individual pasty, I just usually go for a large. But when I'm having two of them, we've got to be a little bit sensible because we are. It's quite a lot of pastry. They are quite big still to have two of them. So so here we go. Right, feels nice. Pastry feels quite nice. It's been out of the oven for a little while, I would say. It is. I can still feel some warmth coming from it, but it's definitely not hot. Little tiny bit of that amazing sort of burnt juice that has seeped out. I can see like a little tiny seepage hole there, which has helped to produce that nice little line going all the way around. So that's a good sign. Yeah, let's give it a go. Yep, quite nice pastry. A little bit dry on that knobbly end, but because it was a lump of pastry, I suppose. And like I said, it's not the hottest of pasties. I think someone was telling me that there's some sort of law and like a VAT thing that I can't remember what it was. It was in the news a few years ago, and there was a little bit of controversy surrounding it when the government said that like hot products or like like pies, pasties, that sort of thing couldn't like be. Was it reheated or... I'm not sure. If you know, let me know. I'm probably just waffling and I'm just making it all up, but I'm sure I was told that, once a pasty or any sort of pie product comes out of the oven, it kind of just has to sit there and, you have to get it as fresh as you can if you want a nice hot one. I'm not sure on that. Don't quote me on that, but there was some sort of issue with, like, VAT. Right. Let's get into the goodness inside. Not bad. Not bad at all. Haven't had a Lavenders in a while. They're usually a good sort of solid pasty. I think they're a little family business. Well, as stated on that bag, 1978. And I assume, because they've got lavender, they've got obviously the deli in town, and over at Long Rock in the industrial estate they've got like the bigger facility. I assume that's where these are made. Oh. Oh yeah, nice little cross section, let me show you. We'll flip that camera around. Everything is very individual in there. You can see the turnip, the potato, the onion. That meat, oh sorry, a little bit out of focus, that meat there, looking good. Yeah, hopefully that meat runs all the way through it. Not the juiciest pasty I've ever had, but it is nice, it is quite juicy. Yeah, nice. Yeah, meat is pretty good. Like I said, it's just been out of the oven for a little while, so I might mark it down because of that. It's still a very tasty pasty. Some music in the background. I don't know if you can hear it, but it's all like coming from the Jubilee Pool area over there. Got the cars driving past en route to the prom. So if you turn left, if you're not familiar with the area, you turn left out that way and you get to, well, obviously the War Memorial there, but keep going around there, you get to like the Dolphin Pub and Ross Bridge, which opens up to let ships through, boats, whatever, and then sort of around town, Wharfside Centre, etc., and obviously keep going, you get out of town. Head down that way, you've got the promenade, and I don't think you can see it over like the bushes like that, but Newlyn over there, Mousel. Yeah, nice little spot. Sometimes on, like I said, I haven't had a Lavenders for a while, but sometimes with Lavenders, I don't know, there's like a little tang. I want to say like in the potatoes or somewhere in the veg, there's like a little tang. I don't know if that's because it's, I don't know, sometimes if they can't get a hold of the ingredients, they revert to like tinned veg or something. It's definitely not this pasty, but pasties I've had before from Lavenders. There's sometimes you can get like a little tang in there, and like I said, I don't know, I might be completely wrong on that. But this one, yeah, this one's very nice. Again, for my own preference, it would be nice for it to be hot. But that's just the way it is. That's just your timings. In fact, if I'd waited like another sort of 5-10 minutes, I would have had a very hot one coming out of the oven, because they obviously kind of rotate their stock around or cook them and whatnot. Cook them in batches, and I assume probably this would have been one of the first batches of the day, and it was the last medium steak left. So yeah, probably why it's on the cold side. Not difficult to eat from a heat point of view at all. It's a good solid pasty, I'm not going to lie, it is good. I do quite like a Lavenders. Good all-round pasty, I think. Actually, we're getting to a nice lump of meat down there in the, you know, the end. What I did do today, after the Ginsters disaster of a little while back, I popped into the co-op and bought some water, because when I did like my thoughts on Ginster's pasty, nothing to do with this little series. It wasn't like a 10 out of 10 or anything like that, or you know, I wasn't rating it. I was just giving you my thoughts on Ginster's pasty, or Grimsters as a lot of people call them, but I forgot to buy water. That was quite tough going without the water, because you know, I mean, the Ginsters, excuse me, the Ginsters was, I mean, it was it was an abomination. I mean, I can't think of any other word. It was an absolute abomination. I couldn't, you know, I definitely wouldn't go out of my way for Ginster's pasty, that's for sure. Not good. Granted, probably it would have been better if it had come out of the oven. I might do that one day. I might buy another one, take it home, put it in the oven, follow the instructions, heat it up, and see if it's any better. Maybe. But, you know, they're not good. I mean, to be honest, there's a church up there. You've got St Mary's Church. I think really I would take like a Ginster's pasty up there and, you know, onto holy ground and sacrifice it. My own opinions, of course. I'm sure there are people out there that enjoy them. I have no idea who they are, but they're not Cornish. Anyway, back to this. Yeah, this is alright, I like it. So it was just the cheap still mineral water from Co-op that I bought. Definitely, you know, definitely need a drill. I can't do that one-handed, hang on. Oh, yeah, you definitely need a water to clear the old palate. Yeah, so, that Lavenders, a good solid pasty. I'm not going to lie, that was a good solid pasty. Like I said, it was a little bit out of the oven, or had been out of the oven for a little bit, but I won't mark it down for that. The taste was all there. You could taste that the onion, the turnip and the potato were all very sort of individual. The meat was quite nice. It wasn't the juiciest of meat, if I'm being fair. It wasn't the juiciest of pasties generally, but it had juice in it. It was a good pasty. Like I said, it had that little sort of burnt edging around the bottom. Not a huge amount, but enough to just give it that little hint of deliciousness as you're eating the pastry. So I think, with a mark out of 10, that's what we've been doing in every episode. This is episode 6. If you want to see the other episodes where I've sort of gone around and compared pasties, I'll leave a link in the description if you want to see those videos. But yeah, I'd said in like previous videos that I think what I should have done was started to mark them like a 1 to 20, because it would have been a lot more flexible with my marking. But I'm not going to change that format halfway through the series, or actually toward the end of the series. Really, we're not going to do too many more of these episodes in this series. But yeah, out of 10, I think a good. I'm going to go with a good 6.5. To me, that is a good, solid sort of pasty. I think the way I sort of judge it, by the way, because if you're thinking, well, you know, because you know, I'm not a food connoisseur or anything like that. I just know what I like and whatnot. But the way I judge it, if it's sort of like, you know, fair to middling, it would be sort of like really that sort of 5-ish, well, around 5-ish, sort of 6 sort of mark. If it's poor, then it will be anything under that, depending on how poor it is. And a good pasty, again, anything from, you know, 6, 7. And then really, you know, 8 is a very good pasty. And when you're up into the dizzy heights of 9 or 10, you know, you're kind of edging on perfection there. Again, in my opinion, I'm not a trained food connoisseur, but as I see it, obviously a 10 out of 10 pasty is pretty much perfection. 9, again, extremely strong, close to perfection pasty. That's kind of how I rate it, more or less. So yeah, I'm going to go with a 6.5, I think, for that Lavenders. That's good. That's a thumbs up from me. I would recommend a Lavenders if you're in Penzance. I assume you can buy them out at their, if you're kind of out and about outside of the town, I assume you can buy them from their place over in the Long Rock Industrial Estate. I've never done that, I've only ever bought them in town. But yeah, I would recommend a Lavenders. Good pasty. Well done, Lavenders. Right, so what I'm going to do now, just to change it up a little bit, I'm going to leave St Anthony Garden, and I'm going to, where's the crossing? That side. I'm going to just head out here. I'm going to cross over and find a nice little place on the promenade to eat the pasty from the butcher's. Quite a little busy thoroughfare here. Okay, we did it. Let's head out there somewhere. Thinking about it, I probably could have found somewhere nice over, like on Battery Rocks on the other side of the pool there, but I can't be bothered to walk all the way back there now, so I'm just going to carry on down the prom. I think maybe we'll go down there somewhere. Yeah, why not? There's a sign there that stated caution. The you know, it can be slippery and the surface there is uneven. So, should we eat on that side? Or that side? It doesn't really matter. Just looking up there at the promenade, at the sea defences for this end of town. Alright, yeah, nice calm day. Let's kind of perch against this wall somewhere. I would sit down, but it's quite wet, obviously, you know, being right by the sea. Just noticed on this wall, huge blocks, and then right in the middle, squished in there, like cemented in place, is a pebble. Huh. Right, here we have it. The pasty from Harvey Brothers Family Butchers. There's a little date in there. I can't quite make it out. I think it says established 1988, I think that says. £4 this one cost. Which is alright. The one in Lavenders was £3 and change. I want to say it was £3.75. It was something like that. But yeah, let's get into this. That's a nice touch. It's double bagged. Here we have it. I would say probably about the same size as the Lavenders. Nice little crimp there, not too massive, so you don't get like a huge mouthful of pastry when you dig in. I don't want to drop it there. Lovely bottom there. That lovely sort of burnt edging there, where the juice is all oozed out during the cooking process. Yeah. Pastry feels nice. And actually this has retained a lot of heat, so this... Excuse me, I've just burped after my Lavenders. But yeah, this one's got a bit of heat in it, so this one has come out of the oven more recently, so let's give it a go. Lovely pastry. Nice and juicy. Yeah, little cross section there. That meat. Again, the veg, all sort of individual in there. I can taste all the individual components. It's not like some sort of mush that you get in some, you know, that you get in the mass-produced pasties. Yeah, nicely seasoned. I forgot to say actually about the Lavenders. The Lavenders was nicely seasoned as well. Not too overboard. But you could taste the seasoning in that one as well. So, but yeah, same with this one. Not overboard on the pepper front. Sometimes the pepper can be overwhelming sometimes on a pasty. Oh, meat. I suppose being from a butcher's, yeah, this is lovely. Very hot. Yeah, this is going to rate quite highly, I would say. Yeah, it's really good. Yeah, it is beautiful. It's a beautiful, nice, calm day. The sun would be, if the sun was out, that would be, you know, that would be even better. But yeah, lovely day. Not too cold. Probably in the, I don't know, 60s, low 60s maybe. Nice and comfortable. Although this like wall, this like platform area beneath the sort of main wall there belonging to the promenade is very nice. Very nice place to eat pasty. But because it's wet, there's nowhere really for me to sort of plonk down, and on this wall there's nowhere like safe I can sort of prop the camera, so, but that's okay, we can just hand hold the camera and film it like that. Ooh, a little bit of pepper there. Woo! There's been a little clump of pepper. Oh yeah, look at all that got all that like turnip in there, and yeah, the onion. Very delicious. I've been corrected before, like, you know, like colleagues at work, people who aren't necessarily from here, and whatnot, and they quite often laugh when I call it a turnip. I think turnip must be a very Cornish thing, because I think the English call them Swedes, don't they? Is it Swede? I believe so. And I assume because it comes from Sweden. So I don't know, is there a technical difference between a Swede and a turnip? Or is it the same thing, and we call it turnip in Cornwall? And in other places, it's a Swede? I don't know. If you can shed any light on that, drop me a comment, because I'd like to know. But I've just always called it, I know, it's a turnip, isn't it? It's a turnip. It's a turnip. We're in Cornwall. Cornish pasty, it's a turnip. It's the law. It's like when you see the grammar sows all running around and people say, "That's what you talking about, grammar sow, what's that?" It's like, well, that thing. And they say, oh, a woodlouse. Again, I think other areas call them a woodlouse. But here in Cornwall, they're a grammar sow. I think it's important to keep up our you know, the different ways, shall I say, our cultural identity. You know, because I think a lot of it can be lost, which I think is a great shame. And I think the more like Cornwall and like the Cornish accent, it's very washed out nowadays. You hear lots of, obviously, people with Cornish accents, but I don't know. Interesting to see how many more generations will speak with a Cornish accent. I mean, obviously, the Cornish language is a different thing altogether. I mean, that's, you know, there are some organisations trying to revive our language. You know, even as a second language would be good enough if people could speak it again. It's important. But I think as the generations go by, I think like the Cornish dialect, some of the words we use, our accent, it is being washed out. Definitely being washed out. I mean, even like Matilda and AJ, I'm gonna have to swap hands because my arm is very sore. But yeah, even like Matilda and AJ, don't really have Cornish accents. Oh, that was juicy. I think it's important. I think the problem is, I think the more that the accent, stuff like that, and the way we speak, like certain words and stuff, I think the more it does become washed out, and you know, years go by, decades go by, it'll be gone forever. And I think that's the sad thing. I think it's sad. I think because, you know, once it's gone, it's gone, and you'll never get it back. So, it's just my thoughts on it. What's your thoughts? Do you think that, like, Cornishness, if you will, our culture is, you know, very much alive and kicking, but like people, as like I said, as decades go on, do you think like our accent will be lost? How we say things, you know, because when it's like that misty rain, you know, it's mizzle, isn't it? It's mizzly. And if you're in a bit of a grump, you know, we're teasy. But actually teasy, I just assumed that teasy was like a normal word that everyone used, but apparently I've been told that it is just really a Cornish thing. If you're teasy, you know, that's quite a Cornish way of saying it. Yeah. Teasy is an adder. One of my favourite sayings from down here. Teasy is an adder. But yeah, what are your thoughts on that? Is our accent in danger? Well, let me know your thoughts. What a way to finish up this superb pasty. Look at all that meat in the end bit. Oh, yes. This is so good. I think my thoughts on it of late is, the more I've been, you know, having all these pasties around, the pasties from the smaller concerns, the smaller bakeries, places like your delicatessens, your butchers and stuff, they, in my opinion, they are far superior to your, you know, your bigger bakeries. You know, for sure, you know, like Warren's, Rose. There's no way that a Warren's or a Rose could compete with this. No way. This is lovely. It's finger licking good, to use the phrase of a very well-known chicken fast food place. Oh, I might have to get the shades, because yeah, it's quite bright. That's better. That is better. Yeah, like I said, it's, although it's very overcast, a little tiny bit of blue peeking out up there, but although it is overcast, it's very bright. Alright, so my thoughts on Harvey Brothers Butchers. It was delicious. That really was a phenomenal pasty. Well seasoned, not overboard. Pastry was good. The insides, potato, turnip, onion, were all lovely. individual. You could taste them. The meat, well, that meat was, but again, I presume coming from a butcher's, you know. But that meat was second to none. That was delicious. That was a superb pasty. I think we're very close to perfection on that. It is not quite 10 out of 10. It's not quite up to the standards, in my opinion. Again, it's not quite up to the standards of Anne's pasties over on the Lizard Peninsula, and like Porthleven all that way, and Gear Farm. Like I said, if you, I think that might have been the last video actually. I think that might have been episode 5. I want to say that was episode 5. If you scroll back, or it's easily findable if you want to see that video. Or again, like I said, I'll leave all the links in the description. But yeah, it was very close to those two pasties, which I actually couldn't divide. I mean, for me, I've got these flies everywhere. What's going on? Maybe they're attracted to me. Buzz off. Talking about wildlife, I wonder how Footless Joe is. Do you remember from episode 2, when we compared Warrens and Rose? We met Footless Joe, who was a little bird down in the harbour. Him and his friends all flocked around me. It was like a bit of a Mary Poppins moment, to be honest. Yeah, I wonder how he's getting on. I mean, that's a few months ago, so he could well have migrated or you know, died. Hopefully not. He was very nice. I did enjoy old Footless Joe's company. But back to the matter at hand. That pasty from Harvey's. Best pasty I've had in Penzance. Certainly currently. I would say if you're in Penzance and you want a pasty, go to the butcher's just at the top of Chapel Street, and you will not be disappointed. That was superb. I'm gonna go in with a 9 out of 10 for that Harvey's pasty. Yeah, that was great. I would recommend both of them. I know Lavenders rated a little bit lower, but it was still a really nice solid pasty. I enjoyed it. Lovely service in Lavenders, lovely service actually in the butcher's as well. Yeah, I would recommend both those pasties, but for me, the one there from the butcher's was just, I mean, that was superb. Harvey's with the win, 9 out of 10. As always, thank you for watching. It is most appreciated. Your love and support is known. I enjoy reading the comments. It gives me a little boost, I must say. It is, you know, it's difficult sometimes. It is difficult sometimes. You put a lot of effort into things, and when you do see some lovely comments, and this, that, and the other, it makes me feel good. So thank you for all your love and support. It is much appreciated. Do all the usual YouTube stuff, like, subscribe, smash the bell, and you'll never miss it on any video that we put up on YouTube. We are everything Cornish, so if you love Cornwall, blah blah blah, do subscribe to The Brightside. We're on social media. We're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok at The Brightside, so check us out there. So from us to you, cheers and con.